Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, we had Outside the Walls of Orvud District, where basically Rod Rice became the T-Rex, the Titan Rex, the biggest Titan on record. They say that he is double the size of the Colossal Titan. However, he can't exactly support himself, but he is still a very big problem, sort of crawling around the landscape. Eren has also got an upgrade to his buffered form that he now can create armor like Annie used to. So that's pretty cool. And we got Eren doubting himself, but eventually coming to terms with everything and realizing that he can still be the hero, you know? And they also realized that Dr. Jaeger didn't steal the power from the Rice family just for his own reasons. He wanted to steal it so that it could be used for the betterment of humanity. And it's now up to Eren to learn that power. Is it possible to learn that power? Not from a Jedi. Anyway. So yeah, and then we went back to Orvud District. Historia is now in the loop on the whole being the queen thing. However, she's going to be a queen that leads from the front, which is badass as hell. And yeah, we are now in the Orvud District, basically waiting for the T-Rex to show up, and then we gotta figure out something to do with that guy. So yeah. And that was basically it, so I'm excited to get into this episode. Like always, the reaction is down in the description or in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. Well, I say or, it's and in the pinned comment, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Okay. Oh boy, that is the end of the T-Rex. I guess... Well, no. I was gonna say maybe he shouldn't have a name because he wasn't a hybrid, but we also have Pink Floyd's The Wall, so it doesn't really matter. That's the end. That is the end. Boy, that may have been their best plan ever. Like, that went off pretty much without a hitch, you know? Like... And it's interesting because I have to like sit here and remember this is just a Titan, you know? And like, yeah, it's an abnormal Titan, definitely, but even still, it's a Titan, you know? It's not like the hybrids we've had to deal with where, you know, there's a level of intelligence with them all, you know, because they are hybrids. This was just a Titan, you know? This was just a Titan, so... But, going into the notes, the first thing I wrote down is abnormal, which is interesting. Again, I like because, you know, even though this is such a big deal, like, you know, this is such a, you know, he's a huge Titan, and not only is he such a big Titan, but he is also Rod Rice. It's interesting to see, like, what rules are being applied to him, and it's mainly just the abnormal rules. Which, speaking of the rules, yeah, let me try to... I saw that there was a hair in there. So make sure that gets out. Don't need to be drinking no hair. We will go ahead and take a shot for the T-Rex, Rod Rice. Make sure I get it all. Alrighty. So yeah, it's interesting that it's just the abnormal rules, because again, like I said, like, because it's such a big, important Titan, you would honestly think that there would be more to it, but no, it really is just a very large abnormal Titan, you know? So, that was all pretty interesting. And it also makes sense that, okay, why do we need to keep the people in Orvud District? It's because this abnormal is attracted to crowds, not to single people. So, they have to use the people of Orvud as bait, unfortunately. So, that was all interesting. We got the cannons. The cannons, at the very least, did damage, Like, it wasn't enough to beat him, but I did like, seeing, again, turn him into Swiss cheese. So, I thought that was really, really interesting. I like that, finally, Aaron's kind of over himself, finally, because, and it's been a while, It's been a while, and for good reason, too, and especially at the end of Season 2, with the death of Hannes, and, him saying it's like, oh, I'm still just as weak as ever, and him coming to realize, Historia's not the weak one, it's me, and stuff, but then, he basically realizes, wait a second, humanity is counting on me. I'm the ace in the hole, unfortunately. Is that great? No, it's in fact not great that I'm the ace in the hole. But I am. Basically, it's him coming to terms with who he is now. He is humanity's ace in the hole. He is going to have to do all this. And so there's no point in moping about it. And so I like that he basically gets over himself. And he punches the weakling out of him. And I did like that it took seeing those kids and being like, oh, they are who we were 6 years ago, or however long, 5 to 6, however long it's technically been since Shiganshina. But yeah, they are who we were. But last time, when the Colossal Titan showed up, we had soldiers who were unprepared. This time, all the soldiers, even the garrison to an extent, is ready, Now, the garrison, they said, because this is in the northern garrison, they aren't necessarily prepared. They don't do a lot of fighting, and that makes sense. But even still, they are there with the scouts who are prepared for this. Plus, they do have their ace in the hole being Buffered Sea Titan. So yeah, I did like that then and now sort of thing, that now things are different. And I liked, Aaron basically getting his confidence back, hey, not everything is the same, and then he transforms into Buffered. So that was good. I like that. And then we had how we killed the T-Rex was because he basically didn't have his face, and he was really, it's so strange, it's like, this is our guy, this was our king technically, and it's like, well, that's so weird, it's just so strange. By the way, did I miss why the Rice family was not, they were the true royals, but why did they keep that hidden, I wonder? I did they ever fully explain that? I mean, I guess if they haven't explained it, then maybe don't spoil it if they are going to explain it later. But did I actually miss that? Or am I just not remembering it? Or why is it that they did install a puppet king? Was it just to keep the secret of the power of the founding Titan? Maybe. It might have been that. So, anyway. But we have our plan to destroy the T-Rex, which is shoving so much gunpowder down his throat, literally. And because he is generating so much heat, it just completely ignites and destroys him, which was crazy. So I like that. That was a really cool plan. And I like, seeing Buffered, carrying the thing over and, chucking it in. That was really interesting. So yeah, I did really like that. Unfortunately, so I was wrong last episode. We did not get Buffered Sea Titan and Lean Gene versus the T-Rex, but still, the Scouts versus the T-Rex is pretty good. Because that's, again, he is technically a very big, important Titan, but at the same time, he's honestly not the strongest Titan we've ever fought. Now, Aaron can't take him in a one-on-one, because that's like two different, classes, That's two different classes, fighter sizes right there. But Aaron, with the scouts who are prepared, can easily basically defeat him. And then I like they had to basically, they still had to cut the nape, which is interesting. So they had to go around to all those pieces and try to kill him. And it was Historia who ended up finishing the job and killing Rod. So, and then we did get her seeing that flash of basically Rod saying, no, why can't we save humanity? And there's something about the will of the first king that keeps everything the way it is. But Rod, when he was younger, apparently did do this, Maybe he thought that he could change things. Maybe that's why he never took the power. He passed it to his brother and then eventually to Frida, and then now wanted to pass it to Historia. Granted, he seemed to be different, but we're just not sure. And at this point, we'll never know. We'll never know, really, unless we find something else, unless Aaron can, start unlocking memories, But that was interesting. I like that. And we did have, the people there. Again, I really love just bringing in the people, which I've said that since, the Viva la Revolution back in episode 4, which, goodness gracious, that was only 5 episodes ago that we were starting a revolution, and now look where we are. Started from the bottom, now we're here. And I love Historia, she's recognized by the people like, oh, you were the one that killed him. Which, she crash lands on this, carriage or whatever, this covered wagon, and they're all standing around like, oh, you're the one that killed him. That's amazing. Nobody helps the poor girl up. Like, goodness, that had to be a rough crash, Nobody helps her up, so... But that's okay. She stood up, said, I am here, and I am your queen. The true queen. And that's the thing. She gets it. She is the queen that leads from the front. Oh my gosh. The people... She is the people's queen. I almost said the queen's people. That's not right. It's the people's queen. So, that is just amazing. She's going to be probably the most beloved queen. So... And then the last thing I wrote down is Kenny. Kenny's still alive, and he still has one last trick up his sleeve, which is him becoming a Titan. Now, how well that's going to work, we're not sure. Also, Levi has a gun on him, so he may just kill him immediately. But yeah, what's going to be happening with Kenny, we'll have to see next time. But overall, this was a really great episode. I do kind of, it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, I had such huge expectations for, the fight with the T-Rex. And while those expectations aren't technically met, what they did kind of comes on level with what I expected, what I had hoped for, basically. It's like, this is the complete opposite of everything I said in the last episode for our fight with the T-Rex, but it was still amazing. And I do honestly like that he is like, oh no, it's not like facing, it's not like when Aaron faced Annie or Rhina or, presumably if he ever has to fight Bertolt. It's nothing like that. I like that it's an abnormal Titan, but we have to put all of our resources into beating this abnormal Titan. So I like that they made it a bit different for this Titan fight. So really did like that. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, that is basically it. Can't wait to see where we're going next time. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Attack on Titan reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit the notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.